minds think alike. Great minds podcast. Great minds think alike. Great minds podcast. Great minds think alike. Great minds podcast. Great minds think alike. Let's ride. You're now tuned into the Great Minds podcast. You're now tuned into the Great Minds podcast.
Welcome to the Great Minds podcast. This is Derrick.
This is Vaughn.
And thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Salute.
Yeah, appreciate your time. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, for another episode. This one we're gonna go through top 10 urban / black 90s movies. I don't know about you. We talk about the 90s all the time. I knew the 90s had mad great movies, but like it kind of parallels music. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff because 90s, because you have a hip hop influence in the 90s that was prevalent in movies and the soundtracks and things like that. So that's why I think it's parallel.
Yeah, like you're right. Like we talk about Waiting to Exhale to be like one of the greatest soundtracks ever. Above the Rim, obviously, tremendous soundtrack.
Renee Professor soundtrack was good.
Soul Food,
yeah.
So all of those kind of work hand in hand. I know for me, before we get into the list, like for me, this was almost as hard as the albums. You know what I'm saying? The albums were a little harder because it's more of a volume, but like a lot of movies that I thought would be in my top 10 for sure. Like I would say about 3 or 4 of them didn't make it. Once I find out, this came out in 91. You know what I'm saying? This came out in. You thought something came out in 2001 and it was 99. You're like, damn.
It changes things, man.
Yeah, because once you get a certain amount, 20 years away, like you don't know if something was 98 or 2001 sometimes, unless you have like a specific memory tied to that. Yeah,
it kind of fluctuates. It kind of just flows in and out once you get as you get older. You get mix it with 91 and 89, like you know what I'm saying, or whatever, 2001 and 99. So
that could just mean we getting old. We've been on the earth for mad years now.
It means you're getting older. But I mean, when I looked at my list, it was basically like I did what came to my mind when I first started. So right away, I had like 5 movies that came to my mind. Yeah. So those 5 movies automatically was in my top 10, just because either I've seen them a number of times, or when I think of the 90s, I think of that. You know what I'm saying? It's always good. There's a lot of good flicks, a lot of good movies, sprinkled in. But I just focus on what first came to mind.
And then it was a matter of ordering them from there.
Yeah. Then it was ordering them, and then but it was difficult though, because there's a lot of good movies, man. Like that website we looked at, they had a lot of stuff on there, man. A lot of good classic movies too.
Right, I'm just interested to see where you got Booty Call on there. So guess we'll say.
I'll tell you now, it ain't on there.
Well, I know you got BAP's top 3.
It ain't on there either.
Top 300 in the 90s.
Word. I mean, God, but what's funny? The lady from BAP, she passed away a little while ago. She had cancer. I'm not sure what type of cancer.
That was her sister from How to Be a Player, right?
Yeah. She passed away, I think, last year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a year or two.
But like that's one of those movies, the BAP's movie, that I never actually watched.
I never seen it either.
I seen bits and pieces of it, but like I really didn't watch it. Like I didn't really understand the gist of the movie. So it wasn't in my list. Not saying it's not a good movie, but I just never tapped into it ever.
I never seen it. All right, let's go number 2, man. I'm gonna let you lead this one off, man. What you got?
All right, number 10. I have Why Do Fools Fall in Love? That's one of the movies that I think came out towards the end of the 90s, but it was like a story I didn't know about. I wasn't tapped into it. I didn't know about it. I wasn't thinking about it. And it made me do further research on Frankie Lyman.
It wasn't like James Brown or like Michael Jackson, somebody we really know. His story was crazy.
But the thing is, you knew the songs, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't know, me personally, I didn't know it was him, and he was the one that's singing it, and basically how his career trajectory went, and him being that young doing it, and then him with the multiple wives, and him dying at like 25 or 26, something like that. Like, it was just crazy to me. So that's like my number 10. It opened up my whole eyes to that time frame.
All right, I got Higher Learning, number 10. Obviously a great movie. Like to this day, I still look at Michael Rappaport sideways. Like he's funny, and then like anytime he does anything suspect, I go right back to Remy. And I love the Ice Cube's role in there. Like because we obviously, we went to college. We had OGs there. You
Like
know
a
what I'm
real
saying?
OG, six year underclassmen.
6 years underclassmen. We had and just like older dudes that were like good influence, good. I mean, good or bad influences, but like some OGs that had like game, whether they were there for like 6 or 7 years or whatever the case. So that reminded me a lot of college before I got there. Omar Epps being an athlete with Tyra Banks, and got the racial aspect and all that with the fraternities and all that. So yeah, I definitely think that was a dope movie. Number 10.
It definitely depicted college pretty good as far as you go into college and you mix with these different races and things like that, and you gotta try to fit in. No doubt. Number 9 for me was Nutty Professor, the first one. See, I got that number 9 just because it came out in 96.
I wasn't prepared for that one.
So when that came out, it was different. Like, to me, it was like, it was Eddie Murphy. You know what Eddie Murphy was, but I wasn't really on it. I mean, I wouldn't say I wasn't on him, but it was kind of like a lull between like the Beverly Hills Cops, and then it was like
America and all that.
He's putting out like Metro and things that was kind of like I don't know if Metro came out later, I can't remember, but it wasn't looking good for him, right? As far as the movie scene, he dropped that. I just remember going to see it, and I was like, yo, this is good. I had no expectations of it, and it kind of jumped out at me. So when I think about movies, that's definitely in the 90s, I gotta say, because that started a whole franchise of movies. And then you have people biting off of that too with other things. You know what I'm saying? You can even say like my man Tyler Perry bit off with it with some of his stuff, and like he made it cool to do these different roles like that. He did all the makeup himself too. Like he paid for all that thing, if I'm not mistaken. So
man, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, I got Menace to Society.
Damn, number 9.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be higher too. But when I really start thinking about when you do these things, it's a balance of what it felt to you then versus like now. But it's a delicate balance, because there's certain things or certain music that you don't want to hear now, but you got to respect that you respected it during that era. You know what I'm saying? And to put that, I'll be honest, I thought Menace was automatic top 5 for me. You know what I'm saying? Before I start like, compiling the list of like the top movies, I cut my list down to about, I don't know, 17 or 18, and just kind of worked from there. Any of them could have been top 10. You know what I'm saying? That's how good it was. But Menace, man, we had the great memories with Menace, watching that French double burger with cheese.
Royale with cheese,
yeah. And just a good movies. A lot of quotables. My man, Clifton Powell got some quotables in there.
Word up, Chauncey.
He was like, I don't care what I said. Don't come to my house at 3:30.
Bro, I don't get up. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Chauncey was nuts, man.
Yeah, so that was number 9 for me, man.
All right, number 8 for me is a cult classic. Would be Friday. I got Friday at 8 just because I remember I had a friend in high school. Now we was in 8th grade maybe. Every day he would have Friday playing. He had the tape and would play Friday every day after school. Mm-hmm. I thought he was joking, but every day I came to his house, he had Friday in the VCR. I'm like, yo, how can you watch this every day? Yeah, like what's going on. But it's just like, I think when it came out, we were probably like 14 around then. So just the atmosphere, what was going on Friday, it kind of made you tap into like the LA vibe, especially not being from over there, seeing like what's going on. But it was like in a playful way. Like it was like serious playful. You know what I'm saying? So like, you had the whole gang activity still going on too. You had them getting shot at, but you had them still kicking it on the block, in front of their house. So I thought that was really dope. So that's my number 8.
All right. Number 8, I got Boomerang. Just another Eddie Murphy classic.
Mad quotables.
Mad quotables, mad stars. But it didn't feel oversaturated. At least I didn't feel like it was. Like sometimes
it wasn't extra. No one was extra.
Yeah. Like I felt like Halle Berry was Halle Berry at the time, and like she felt like a good complimentary actress in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She just, she's got Losing Isaiah. I don't know the time periods for all that, but like she was definitely like an established person. Robert Givens, doing what Robin Givens does best.
Exactly.
You know, and just a lot of quotables in there, a lot of lessons for dudes that was trying to, be out in the game like that. What you about to say?
Yo, I think about that movie. The funniest part of that movie was when when she went on a date with David Allen Gray, he was at the house or whatever. He was leaving, and he was like, "Child Bella." He was saying different things, and she was like, "What you doing?" He said something to Johnny. He was like, "What?"
Child Bella.
Yeah, he was like, "Child Bella." She said something else. Halle Berry said something back at him, and I'm not sure what language it was.
Yeah,
but he was like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah,
that movie's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's number 8 for me, man.
All right, damn, Boomerang. All right, number 7 for me, man. Had to dig in deep, but Set It Off.
Okay.
I thought Set It Off was crazy because that was the first time I think I seen a hood female movie. But it was bigger than that though. It was deeper than that, but it was just, all female cast is talking about hood problems that you really didn't see. That normally it was always a male dominated genre of movie, I guess you can say. But Jada did her thing. Queen Latifah doing her thing, and what's my girl's name? The one that was in John Q.
Elise
something. I'm gonna say the wrong name, but you know what I'm talking about.
I forget about my man Luther.
Luther. Like
Luther's janitorial services.
For real, it just was a great story, and then it didn't have the perfect ending. You know what I'm saying? So it was realistic. You know what I'm saying? So it still hold weight to this day.
It's the ending that's expected when you live that type of life. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They didn't sugarcoat anything, and they did a good job. So yeah, so that's my number 7.
All right, number 7, I got Above the Rim. Arguably the best basketball movie. Definitely the best black basketball movie, I would say.
That's the best basketball movie. I don't think there's no basketball movie better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue. I like Hoop Dreams.
That's a documentary though.
No. I mean, not Hoop Dreams. Hoop Dreams. Hoop Dreams is the truth though.
Word up.
Not Hoop Dreams.
The AG.
What's the joint with
talking about he got game?
Nah. My man Nick Nolte, Penny Hardaway, and all them in it.
Oh, Blue Chips.
Yeah, Blue Chips is tough too.
It's tough. Better than Above the Rim though.
So yeah, dope movie that kind of, I mean, it depicted like, that high school basketball player that the people in the hood want to protect, that the people, the drug dealers probably give them money and stuff like that. Like the typical story you hear with like, yo, this is the one, we got to protect them. Because there's stories like that in every hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was dope. Pac played a great role. Pac was, on fire a lot. It just really makes you think about what he really could have done. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Like, it's going to be a different trajectory, man.
Yeah, he could have done. I mean, he could have, depending on, what happened and what he did and how his life turned out to be. I mean, he could have been as big as Will Smith.
He could have got an Oscar. He could have been
right
in the EGOT category.
Now, I don't see him taking like some of the roles that Will Smith had, and that's cool too. But what he did in these films between that and Juice and all this other stuff was just amazing. You got my man Leon that killed that role. A man dropped like 20 in 3 minutes with
corduroys. Corduroys and long sleeve shirt. Looking crazy out there.
It's funny, those moves he was doing on the roof. Like I was reading one of Kobe's books. Like he used to do moves without a ball for like an hour before
Kobe
he even
used to.
Yeah, just to like, I guess, simulate it or whatever the case was. So I thought that was funny too. But yeah, man, I got Above the Rim, number 7.
Yeah, the one thing about that movie that I never understood was what time of year was it when they was playing? Like when they played outside, is it still winter? Like,
yeah, because
what league are you? What tournament are you playing in wintertime? First of all, outside
because he was in high school basketball season. Jokers had hoodies on, bubble boots, everything on. I never even think about that.
Yeah, didn't think about that. I was like, yo, what part? It's the summertime. My man he still got Scully on.
Yeah.
On Wood Harris. All right. Yo, my number 6, Bad Boys, man. The first one. I think the first one because that's the first time we knew Martin from Martin Fox, and you had Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. you like, yo, they should be beefing. Like they should be getting along. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How's it gonna work?
Because the network, like how it's gonna work. And then when they came together, it was like, it was perfect. Like it was like not too much comedy. No one overdid it. Everybody played their role.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like a great look. You know what I'm saying? And just to see them two together on the screen, you know, in a big action movie was crazy to me. Right. So it's my number 5.
Pause for number 6. I got The Wood.
I'm also number 6. My bad. Yeah, Wood.
I got The Wood. Like another joint with quotables. Another one that gave you like some of the West Side like gang activity stuff with Stacy.
Yeah.
The funny stuff when he was trying to get some cheeks for the first time through the Luther Vandross song. You know, and how they did like the flashbacks to how like why, you know, certain kids are the way they are now, how it was like coming from. I forgot where Mike was from. He was from the country somewhere.
I was from North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, yeah.
And then he was asking like, yo, you cuz of blood? He's like, cuz what? So yeah, man, it's been one of my favorite. Anytime I could catch it on, I'll definitely watch it or DVR. You know, something I'm willing to at least watch. And it's a movie you could catch from the middle too, right? So it's like movies, just like, you know, you want to watch the whole thing. You know, you could throw that on 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, that's definitely a movie I killed back in the 90s, early 2000s.
And that movie plays well on cable TV.
Right.
Like, you know, certain movies you can't, if it's on TNT, like I'm good. Like, yo, Above the Rim's always on TNT, right? Like, used to come on right after Inside the NBA. Above the Rim will pop up. But yeah, so that was dope. Though.
Yeah, Above the Rim, like, yo, what you doing, punk?
What you doing, punk? And Flip, come here, Flip. Like something different. But here my top 5, man. So this is top of my top 5. Basically, give a little, you know, gotta give clarity on it. So basically, it's just the movies that jumped out to me that I didn't even think about again. Like I left Above the Rim off there. That's one of my favorite movies, but at the time I wasn't really focused on it. But so my number 5 is House Party. I think House Party, I was probably, I was young. I was probably 9. And I remember I had older kids in my neighborhood that went to go see it. They were like 17, 16. They was talking about the movie. Like, this movie's so great. And me and my friends, like, on our bikes, like, yo, we can't see it. It was like, Kid and Play got this movie out. It's dope, blah, 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 blah. Then when I got a little older, I was able to see it, you know, when I was probably like 14, 15. Like, once it was on DVD, on VHS. Saw it, like, yeah, that movie's like perfect. It's a perfect, like, high school movie.
It's a
like,
classic,
you know what I'm saying? It's a classic. It shows everything and the whole stages and stuff like that. And then the party, Robin Harris is on point. Kids sneaking out to his house. The cops harassing them. You know what I'm saying? The old looking high school kids are trying to beat them up.
They look like they should be All American though. The 4-4.
4-4s, right? They're like 27 then. You got them in there. You have the party scene, the dancing scene at the party. Then you got like
the battle,
the different cliques of people. You got my man Chill B Groove, Chill and Groove, the alcoholic one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy. So I think it was done well. And it's like the first time I think I can remember, besides like Beat Street, Wild Style movies like that, where it was like, yo, they gave rappers a movie and they had their rapper friends in it and it was a hit. You know what I'm saying? So I think they kind of set precedent for everything else that rappers were able to get. Because Kid and Play was huge. People, they had what, toys, they had cartoons. They had a lot of stuff that people kind of sleep on them for. So yeah, number 5, yo.
All right, I got Set It Off, number 5.
Set It Off, yeah.
You know, but pretty much all the reasons you said. And then it's just got stuff like, you know, that you probably shouldn't be laughing at, but still funny. Like the whole Luther, my man Luther stole the bread, got a perm. And Dr. Dre was like, yo, I see Luther, man. He came by, got some heat. He got his ish all permed out.
Word up.
Stole that bag from, you got that, to my man, to what Jada Pinkett had to do. What's my man name, yo?
It's my Blair Underwood?
Nah, not Blair Underwood. My man she needed the money from. Nate,
yeah.
She's like, I need a favor, Nate. My man, and Nate bust that down for cash just to come to find out her brother didn't even get into school, which is just crazy. You got that, and then what's my man name? the acorn prod, the AP on the back of his head.
Her brother, I mean,
got him smoked too.
Yeah.
He's like, he ain't even from Acorn. He's like, hook him up.
Hook him up.
So yeah, it was dope, man. And then like the Scarface type ending. And everything was dope. Like the cop let Vivica Fox kind of
go. I mean, Jada
Pinkett kind of ride, stuff like that. That's not a movie I could watch all the time because that's the ending is like heavy. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of be up for that.
It weighs on you. It's like not like a quick watch. If you really watch it, you're gonna feel some type of way.
Right. So I'm gonna set it off.
All right, my number 4, New Jack City. Yeah, New Jack City might be I probably see that movie more than any movie in my life. Yeah, like honestly, like I remember being young and like my parents, they like my mom used to love Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying? Like every female loved Wesley Snipes back in the day. Just like he was that guy, right? And I remember watching that movie and then seeing it and just the whole depiction of Nino Brown and the quotables. You got my man Chris Rock talking about Scotty, come get me, I'm gonna die. like yelling at him. You got Nino Brown saying this is bigger than me. This is bigger than Nino Brown. If I go down, taking everybody down with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's saying that, telling Chris, the quotables, walking around the table, stabbing Christopher Williams in the hand, saying I never like you anyway. like it's mad quotable. So I think it just like from start to finish is a great movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So my number 4.
All right. Number 4, I got Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2?
Bad Boys 2. Yeah, Bad Boys 2. I thought like what made it so impressive to me is that, when you have a movie like Bad Boys 1 and the success of it, for you to be, to bounce back and really make it good. And with these Bad Boys, like it's just so funny. Anything from like the scene with the rats, with Martin, and just like the back and forth. And Will Smith,
that was in the 90s?
Yeah, man, that was 96.
Bad Boys 2?
Yeah, man, Bad Boys 2. Because they had Bad Boys 1 came out in like 90. You better readjust something, brother. Come on, man. You really
Bad Boys 2 came out in 2003.
Bad Boys 2?
Yeah, I know they come out in the 90s, yo.
Oh, my.
Bad Boys 2. Yeah, I was like, you tweaking.
I
was in college when that came out. I was like, no.
All right, my bad. All right, so Bad Boys 2, if it was in the 90s, that would be on my list. All right, so here's what I'll do. Here's what I do then.
Honorable mentions over.
So I'm gonna bump Higher Learning up to 9. Everything's getting bumped up 1, right?
All right.
So for my 10th movie, I'm going back to 10th movie. I'm going South Central. I got
OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby Johnson. You got my man Ray.
Yo, he had a little weight. He was
like, he be getting all the young boys.
All the young boys. You got a little young boy out there too.
He was like, what?
Put the set down.
He was like, Ray got all you. He said, you get him to steal a stereo, he give you about $10. So, all right, so I gotta do.
You good? You move.
Oh, set it up.
That up.
All right, so set it up as 4. Set it up as 4. My bad.
All right, my number 3, top 3. These are movies that I probably, besides New Jack City. Not only say I watched New Jack City so much, just because it was always on. Like it would just always be on some form of fashion. My number 3, I'm going to Menace to Society, yo. That's my number 3 movie, man. That's just for all the reasons that you said. You know what it is, and just that movie, quotable, just a story, like just it gave you that LA feeling. Like that's for us that wasn't out there, too young to understand or not even understand how they moving out there. It's just like you felt like you knew Kane was doing dirt, but you felt bad when that happened to him. Like you wanted him to live. Like you knew what he just did. You knew he just stomped out whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they even when the old dog, like it ended perfectly. Like, you didn't know what was going to happen. Well, old dog went to jail. You saw that guy arrested when he went to jail, but it was just done well, man. You know, and even Jada was on her roll back then.
Yeah, definitely. Between that different role, different world, all the other stuff she had in the 90s, definitely had a good run. All right, number 3, I'm gonna go Boys in the Hood. Again, we've had this convo before. I think I like Menace better when I was younger. Boys in the Hood better now. And then when you learn certain things, like I was reading up on some stuff yesterday. They were saying like this how good of a actor Lawrence Fishburne is. Like he's only 6 years older than Cuba Gooding Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Yo, he been acting since Cornbread Earl and me, yeah. Like he been acting since he's like 8.
But the dude really sold being like, you know, a dad. I didn't feel like he was 30 years older than him, but I felt like he was a dad that probably had a kid at like 21,
16.
22.
Yeah, like
even six. I mean, whatever. Even 16.
Yeah.
You know, because he kind of, you know, I believe in the movie he kind of alluded to like, you know, being a young dad and kind of like having to drop things and put stuff to the side. But like, for him to only be like that much, and then just, you know, everything about the movie is tons of quotables in that movie. I watched every time I watched the Ricky scene, I want it to end differently, and I just know it's not.
Yeah, it's
like you try to
duck, like
zigzag something.
Zigzag,
you a running back, fam.
Word up.
So yeah, man, I got that from number 3.
Yeah, that's my number 2, man. Boys in the Hood. For everything you said, pretty much. It's just one of those, like, I remember seeing it in the movies, man. I remember going with my mom and my cousin to see it, and I was mad young, and mom, I shouldn't take you to see this, but she kind of wanted me to see, like, she kind of wanted me to see the movie, like, see what it was about, and kind of like close your eyes on certain parts. So XYZ. I remember my cousin, she was probably like 20, maybe 18. Like, she was crying after the movie. I was like, I wasn't crying, but I was like, yo, this movie impacted people that much, because I didn't really understand everything that was happening in the movie. But when you get older and go back and read it, you know, rewatch it and see, like, you know, what Furious was doing, you know, him being a young dad, like you said, then growing up in that environment, and Doughboy not making it, and then like the cycle keep on continuing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Trey probably gets out, but the mom and dad ain't together, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start seeing mad different things. So I think it was just well done. And plus John Singleton was like only like 21, you know, so to him to do that is crazy to me. So that's my number 2.
I just looked it up, man. Lawrence Fishburne's 59, Cuba Gooding's 53. I just feel like Lawrence Fishburne gotta be like at least 67. That's my thing.
He got an old face.
Yeah.
Like an older face. I'm not saying old, but like, because he, with the face you had, like, you know, you got face on your face, and they say it starts turning like gray and stuff, you look older than you could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it depends.
So they were probably shooting that when they were like, what that come out, like 90, 91? I mean, 91, something like that.
Probably like 89, started shooting.
They're probably shooting it, yeah. So they're probably like, 89, so 32 years, like 27 and 21 shooting that. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And like selling him being the father's nuts.
Remember he had the facial, he had the glasses, they had him dressing different.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you know, he could be like a young Pop.
Right. You know? All right, number 2, I got Juice.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what it is, like the tons of quotables in there. We were a little bit more familiar with this like environment. I think for me that gives it the edge over Boys in the Hood, just being more familiar with the New York City area versus Cali, the vibes, the great acting, and you know, Pac stood out obviously. Omar Epps was dope. And my man Still, Raheem.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. That's another movie I play back in my head all the time. Like, yo, just give Raheem the gun. Raheem been the lead. Raheem been the leader the whole time. Why we switching this up? And then, like, you know, things just getting crazy. Well, yeah, Pac was the ultimate villain in there. Just a bunch of dope scenes from the time he like closed the locker and Tupac was right behind the locker to you know, them being in Still's spot, and they start arguing about the fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, great scenes, man, great acting.
For real. So Juice is number 1 to me. It's my favorite movie of all time. I don't think nothing going to trump it. Nothing going for me. Like, and it's the fact that it happened in the city, but it's like the places I was familiar with. Like, you would see certain things, like, you know, those stairs in Harlem and things like that, and like you would see certain areas that you were kind of familiar with. Like, I was familiar with. So, and then being young, going to see that was kind of like, yo, that's crazy. Then Pac, and I didn't know Pac was gonna be Pac. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know Pac was Pac. like, you know what I mean? I knew he's just a guy that had trapped out. Like, I didn't know, and I hated trap, by the way, but he's my favorite rapper, but I hated trap. Mm-hmm. So I was like, who's this? And then see the dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to want to dress like I had like a pair of light colored jeans, man. When I would watch Juice, I would wear that to look like you. Like it was that like embedded. Like I would wear my Timbs like Pac with the 6-inch ones with the jeans inside.
Right.
Like it's just things like that. It just kind of changed the way I looked at a lot of different things growing up. So that's my number one.
All right, number one. You're not even gonna be able to guess mine.
You're gonna say like, I don't know. What are you gonna say?
This movie is definitely on my top 5 all time. I got Dead Presidents number one. Just a movie. Again, just a movie that has so many layers to it. From like, Lawrence Tate being a young kid with a girlfriend to going out to Nam and like how your head could get messed up while you're out there, to Chris Tucker being out there getting AIDS. They didn't even know what AIDS was. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of referenced it like, something about your low blood cells or something. And, like a lot of people from Nam getting it, to like him coming home and you got my man Clifton Powell again. My man's in mad classics, yo.
Yo, he is a great actor.
My man, I saw this dude, Clifton Powell was in this movie on Amazon. It's about Camden, like recently.
He gonna get it in, man. He gonna get it in.
He be getting the bag. So that movie was just crazy dope to me. To like even how like vets are treated, right? So you go fight this war, and then you come back, and like because you don't have money and because you're not taken care of, you got to go rob a bank now because you got to rob.
Especially being a minority, Black or Hispanic coming back home. It's like you treating that second-class citizens. I mean, all vets I think should be taken care of a lot better. Right. But yeah, that movie just picked that good.
So I think it gave you so many layers in like, I guess 2 hours and some change or whatever, that for me that's probably in my top 5 for sure of all time. But I think that's my that's number one on my list, man. So
all right, we'll go to honorable mentions.
Yeah. It was I don't want to bring up the stuff you said. Obviously, like I agree with House Party. I had New Jack City in the mix. A couple joints, 5 Heartbeats I had up there.
You were
5 Heartbeat. We ain't even got to talk about how classic that is. Poetic Justice was in the mix for me.
Yeah. Chicago still brushing his hair somewhere.
Yeah. And another sleeper for me is just like one of my personal favorites. Me and my brother quote lines from this all the time. It's Thin Line Between Love and Hate. That movie is just hilarious to me.
Bobby Brown there before the Bobby Brown jaw. He had a jaw back then. Yeah,
that's the pre-Bobby Brown jaw. So that's some of my favorites. Other than everything else you said on your list, is if I didn't have it, Friday. Fresh was the other one I hadn't.
Fresh, yeah. Fresh I probably only seen once. But yeah. All right, so I had a lot of what you said on my honorable mention, but I put 2 that I think were great movies and kind of like opened my eyes up to different things. So the first one I'll put, it was a made-for-TV movie though, but The Temptations.
Oh yeah, that movie was dope, yo.
Yo, me and my uncle, God bless, he put me on to The Temptations, right? Like obviously, I watched it. He was like, "Yo, they were nice. Like, trust me." And he was like, and me and him, we had a connection to where I would say stuff from the movie and he'd get it. Like, he'll know what I'm talking about. That people that didn't watch the movie wouldn't really get it. But that's one of the movies. And then the next one, I take it out. It's about 3 hours long, man. Change, but Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Malcolm X, like, it's crazy because Denzel did such a great job with that role. But there's other people that play Malcolm X that look more like Malcolm X, right? So my man from Godfather of Harlem, he looks more like Malcolm X.
He looks just like Malcolm X. That's crazy.
Denzel, and then the joint on Amazon, One Night in Miami, something like that.
Ali
that dude looks more like physical presence of Malcolm X. But Denzel was just perfect, man. Like, he made me open my eyes because at the time I would hear about Malcolm X, see certain things, but wasn't being taught. Like being like 10, 12 years old, you're not really being taught about Malcolm X in schools. You're not really. You have to do it on your own. So I kind of knew about it, and that made me want to, dig in more and more and kind of knowing the story, and then doing my own research about it. Right. So those are 2 I wanted to bring up. But yeah, just a lot of great movies in the 90s, though, man. album.
The other joint now that you bring the Temptations that I've seen mad times, the Jackson joint.
Yeah, with Jason Weaver.
With Jason Weaver. Got my man looking crazy right now though.
Yeah. I can't believe you took that post down. Yeah. No comments in the post.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. The comments were insane under there. They were about to go ham on them too.
For real. Like, you don't know what that is? Oh man.
So
a great decade for movies, man, for everything.
Definitely. I know you wanted to tap into some Britney Spears. So I haven't been following
Spears stuff.
Too heavy.
Yeah, man. So I think about it like this, man. Remember that movie that we watched? I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix called I Care a Lot.
I saw like most of it. I didn't finish it.
You know the premise of it, though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
taking advantage of people, basically.
People, yeah. So this conservatorship is what it's called. Make sure I pronounce it correctly. Basically, all right, you know, she had her meltdown like years ago, but you would think that, all right, during that time, she went through a divorce, she lost her custody of her kids, a lot of different things going on, and she was diagnosed with being bipolar. You know what I mean? So I think all that got used against her, right? So this conservatorship is basically for anybody that normally the people that have dementia or things like that, if they can't. Somebody take control of their finances.
Yeah, make certain
also can control their personal life too. Now, personal life, I mean like where you live, what you're eating, who's around you, XYZ. So I didn't really know this was happening with her. Not saying I didn't care. I wasn't really tapped into it until she came out last week and talked about it. So basically, since I think 2018, she grossed $59 million.
Wow.
Right? That was her net worth, $59 million, I believe, right?
And she didn't even have hits like that.
As of 2000,
that's crazy.
No, but as of 2018, like she did like all her catalog, her residencies, things like that. So her father has had the conservatorship over her. You know what I'm saying? They saying, it's for her own good. But she's like, I'm not able to touch any of my money, my finances. I can't do anything at all. So she asked him to remove it. So her father said he relinquished it because he got ill. He became ill and gave it to someone else temporary for the one half of it, which is just the financial aspect.
So she can't get herself out of this?
No, she got to go to, because it's signed off, she got to go to court for her judge to get it out. So she let somebody else do it. She let the father relinquish it to like someone else who she's cool with him having control over the finance part. But she's like, I should be able to date my boyfriend. They got her on birth control and she didn't want to be on it. They got mad stuff going on,
Sounds like she's like a teenager. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I wonder how often does that happen. I'm pretty sure it happens more than we think, but because she's has fame, she can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mad people that get caught, get hemmed up like that, and they use their mental illness against them. Because you can be bipolar and she can be on medication. She's good. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they using that she's on bipolar against like, she's making bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy, man. So when I heard it, I was like, that's kind of nuts, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
I did not know that was going on.
I
read up a little bit of it on it today, but I mean, you explained it a lot better than it was reading. It didn't even. I never even heard the term before.
It's called something else too. That like a common word they say it, but the legal word is conservatorship.
Gotcha.
So it's like, when I heard that, I was like, that's nuts. That can happen to anybody, man. So, so like, give her free her, like they're saying, free Britney. Why not?
That sound crazy, man.
Sound crazy. Like it sounds crazy, right? She got with like an IUD. She can't do a lot of different things, man. Can't even have a boyfriend. But they saying like, I understand that you're trying to keep her away from certain people for her own good.
Certain vices too. Yeah.
But eventually, she's 39 years old,
Right.
Like, if she on her medication, she still be able to live what she want to live. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's more than that, but that's a high level thing, man. I thought I'd bring it up on the pod, see what people think about that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. What I want to say, I know we have the draft coming up. What I wanted to follow up on too, as I remember we talked about it a while ago. Remember I told you about like some of the guys that signed like bigger contracts for like G League stuff. And two of the guys, it worked out for him, so I'm glad it did. My man Jalen Green, he was the first like high level guy that was like a college guy. I think he signed for like, I forget what the number was,
$500K or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. $500K. And it worked. Jalen Green slated to go anywhere between the second and third pick of the draft, so it didn't really hurt his status, because a lot of times they're like, oh, if you go to G League, you get exposed, whatever. And my man, he actually used to go to St. Pat's too. This other guy I'm talking about, Jonathan Kuminga. He went to St. Pat's, another guy that took a bigger contract, and they got him slated to go top 5 still.
Oh, so it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Still be lottery picks in top 5 both.
Right. It didn't hurt their stock. So I'm glad to see that guys are getting more options other than, like, some people hate school. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you're making these guys go through the motions, right? So I'm like, all right, let me go to school for a year because that's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think it's cool that there are options out there for these guys. And it's just like, you know, if you sent them to school thinking that they would really graduate, that's fine. But, like, it's literally like a dummy mission.
All right, like, go out there and bring on the team GPA. He gonna go out there and be eligible for the first. He know what he gotta do.
Well, you're making a mockery, right? Because like once you pass the first semester, it doesn't matter. Like, Kevin Love didn't go to class after January. Kevin Love.
Exactly. Yeah.
He didn't need to.
He didn't need to, because, like, by the time those grades come, season's over.
Yeah. I mean, he's done once the tournament's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really to me, it's really making a mockery of school. And it's just like, you know, just let the kids do their thing. That's why I like Adam Silver, man. I don't know what he does behind the scenes. So, you know, everybody in that position does something to get there. I always say stuff like that.
Nah, he seems straight up, though. He gets it. He gets what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He got his hands, you know, his hands behind his back sometimes for certain things, because he can't, you know, powers that be besides him, you know.
Right.
But he does a good job, though.
Yeah. Any new music happening?
Nah, you know, I heard some of that Tyler Creator album. It's all right. I mean,
yeah, it's all right. I like a couple songs off of there.
Yeah, I heard like 9 or 10 songs today. It's all right, man. But besides that, not really not much, man. I mean, I'm listening to your album.
Appreciate that.
That's about it, man.
I got another dude that just got up today. And again, Twitter's just been talking about this dude like crazy. You know how, like, you keep hearing people like, "Leo, let me see what," and then eventually, like, somebody whose ear you respect kind of says it too, and you're just like, all right, you know,
let me see what's up.
This dude named, got a crazy name too. Your Old Drogue is his name. Your Old Drogue. Now, I'm like, I keep hearing about it, so I tweet about it. I'm like, yo, you know, everybody's like, he's dope. Then Vert chimed in. He's like, yo, he's dope, makes great music. So I'm like, all right, today I finally listened to him. This dude sounds like Nas, right? He sounds like Nas. I'm not saying he's as good as Nas, but, like,
voice wise,
yeah. And he's got this song. It's basically like a remake of the EPMD. Please listen to my demo joint.
Okay.
And the joint's like amazing. So it says, like, it's called, like, please listen to my Jew tape. So I'm just like, why is he calling it that? So
yeah,
I Googled the dude. The dude's Ukrainian. I'm like, yo, now the Drogue makes sense now.
Yeah, now it makes sense, because so is he from?
He's from New York. He's from New York.
Okay.
Then when I realized he sounds like Nas, I'm like, all right. He's like a Nas protege. Like Nas had him under him. They were working or whatever the case was. And he's dope. So, like, he got a new album out called Time. Real dope. I was surprised, especially, like, when I finally, like, Googled him to see, because when you Google him, I mean, when I punched him in Spotify, it's like a cartoonish type of picture.
Couldn't tell what it is. Who he was.
He looks like a guy that was like he looked like DJ Drama to me a little bit, but he had like a beard, like a guy that's probably like half black, half white, something like that.
Yeah.
This dude is just straight up Ukrainian. You know, like, it's just wild.
Yo, how you feel about that whole? You said it to me, but the whole Lupe, Mickey Fax, Royce, and I think RJ Payne. Ransom. It was Ransom. My bad. It was Ransom.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like what you said in the chat, like, it's funny now, but it's going to get real, like, in a second. Like, somebody's going to do something. I caught a good amount of their live. I thought the live was dope too.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about a lot of different things, and I can't figure Royce out, man. I
Like
can't.
his thought process, or
Yeah, I feel like, and he kind of said it too. It depends on like his mood, how he wants to respond to something.
he's I'm not gonna say aloof, but he bounces by his beat with his own drummer. Like, so like you don't know how he's coming at you. Like you really don't know. That's why on the thing, on the live when RJ Payne came, like you listen to RJ Payne more than me. I haven't listened to RJ Payne, keep it 100. But he was like, yo, what's up? Like he came in there aggressive, not aggressive, like yo, like what's up? Like he was like, he didn't know what was going on type of thing. And he had to explain it to him, but that's how you would think if you were a rapper, like you know what I mean?
And when you're dealing with words, you know what I'm saying, rather than like voice, or
you can't put context on just words. Sometimes
right.
you don't know what somebody means when they say it. Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, like you know, obviously Royce respects RJ as or else he wouldn't have even responded to it.
He did say that though. He said, "Everybody, I respect you guys getting too close to me. So now I gotta say something now. You guys are coming too close to my neck."
So I kind of understood that part of it. I'm just waiting for Lupe. Was funny because he was just souping it up. He was just souping everything up, especially in the comments when he got off. And then he hit Royce with that line. That line was tough.
Yeah, a martial artist.
Yeah, like people, and I hear people, and they're like, "Yo, I don't get the Lupe thing." I was just like, "Yo, he's not for like the simple." You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really tap in, and like if you come at him, he could toss you. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Like yo, like it's not coming back to this rapidy rap, whatever. Like
right.
To me that's whatever. Like it's a whole bunch of nice rappers that are just nice rappers that can rap circles around people. But at the end of the day, I don't really care about that as much. Like I want to know how your songs are. What can you do? Like you could be the EO dub stuff they talking about, which I understand, which is great. But like you could do all that, but yo, put a beat on and make a song.
And that's like, what Ransom was saying, because I don't know if you caught this part of it when he was talking about like, you know, Cannabis being a great technical rapper. Like, Rand's got it. You know what I'm saying? He understands like, all right, well, sure. Can Cannabis rap better than me technically? Okay. Yeah. But like who's checking for him though? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like nobody cares. I'm not saying nobody cares. People do care. I don't want to say that, but like I don't care. Like, I don't care if you missed the rapidy rap circles around everybody. Like, all right, cool. That's great. Yo, what are you doing with that? Like, if you making a living off that, cool. But like, what are you doing with that? Like, what are you really proving? Like, you can rap circles around everybody, but when your album come out, no one's copping it.
Yeah.
like you can't make a song. Like, who cares?
I just hope dope music come out of it. I like Mickey Facts a whole lot, man.
I used to like him more. I used to listen to him more when he first was popping. Like, you know, being from the Bronx, so like he was like 2010. Like, you know, 2009, I checked for him. And then I kind of like, he didn't fall off, but he kind of just started rapping. Like, he wasn't really doing a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he is dope, though. He is dope. But
yeah, I just want some good music to come out of it, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It almost seemed like they were going to do like a tag team type of thing. It was going to be like Royce and Ransom. And I think it was going to be like, I don't know if it's going to be Royce and Mickey or Royce and...
I think it's gonna be Royce. I think it's gonna be Royce and Ransom versus Lupe and Mickey.
Oh, that's what it's gonna be. Okay.
Yeah, because Royce and Lupe have a pod together. So they're like, yo, but Mickey, Lupe and Mickey was like teaming up on Royce. Like, yo, you're supposed to be my man. Like, what's going on here? So we need to do a tag team thing, I guess. Just come to Detroit and we'll put the studio down and do something.
Right. And after, I mean, worst case scenario, if they all just do a song together and they just spaz, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, Royce is nice too.
Oh, Royce is definitely nice.
Yeah. It'll be good music.
Yeah. I think like Royce is like very established. So if he's gonna do it, he's gotta do it. Like RJ is the type of cat that, like, you know, if you come to the gym to ball, like you gotta like you can't come in like casually, because he like really, really wants it. Like he might not be better than you, but he's gonna guard you mad hard.
He's gonna play mad hard.
You gonna guard you mad hard. If you reach, he might expose you. So you really got it.
You really got to be on your A game.
You know what type of player I'm talking about though? Like that's just
Exactly
always
what
gonna
you're
play
talking
hard. And if you don't play hard, he can embarrass you.
Yeah, like you don't play hard. He can one up you. Like, yo, come on, man. And then, then you messed up the whole day. You mad? That happen.
Like if you don't box out, he get like the game winning rebound on you.
What those dudes?
So yeah, that's dope, man. Got anything else for we wrap?
Nah, NBA stuff.
I don't even, man.
Well, let me know what it is. Hope Giannis is good.
Yeah,
that was pretty look nasty yesterday, man.
I'm thinking at this point, by the time we do our next joint, the finals will be set up and we could talk about that.
And it'd be the Clippers against.
Yeah, man, I can see that.
I would say Milwaukee. They should, but
if Giannis is going back, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, so that's why I'm like, everything is just too up in the air right now. I'll tell you one thing, Suns better close out the night.
They ain't gonna close out, yo.
If they don't, it's a wrap. Clippers love Game 7.
Yo, for real, yo, yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo. If the Clippers go against Atlanta, that's gonna be nasty work, yo.
Yeah.
Like to see Atlanta, no disrespect to Atlanta. Yo, see Atlanta in the finals, like I think it's something you should go through some protocol, right? Like every team, like I said before, you got to have some ups and downs. Like, yo, you got to be like almost there and not make it. Something happen. Atlanta's just like, yo, you got the Knicks. Who else they beat?
Beat the Sixers. No injuries.
Yeah, you got an injury in your team called Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but I'm saying it wasn't a series they were supposed to win. That's all I'm saying. I
told you they were gonna win. I thought they're gonna beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that was considered an upset. That's what I'm saying.
All right, okay, get that. But then you got this Milwaukee team. If Giannis is hurt, it's like they're getting like layups, yo. Like,
but to their defense, like they were up like 10 when he was playing yesterday, and they beat him in game 1.
Yeah, but that's because Milwaukee plays stupid. That's why.
And Atlanta, I mean, Atlanta's got a balanced team, especially my man Herter balling like that now, and they down DeAndre Hunter.
Call him K Love. No, K Vaughn. My bad, K Vaughn.
K Vaughn.
K Vaughn hooping out there, especially at home.
Yeah, man.
I'm good, man. Just want everybody thanks for tapping in with us and subscribe, man.
Yeah, subscribe, follow all that. So you catch the Great Minds Podcast on IG at the Great Minds Podcast, Twitter at the Great Minds P1, and we're out.
Great Minds Think Alike. Great Minds Podcast. Great Minds Think Alike. Great Minds Podcast. Great Minds Think Alike. Great Minds Podcast. Great Minds Think Alike. Let's rock. You're now tuned into the Great Minds Podcast. 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 Derrick and Vaughn, oh boy, like Cam on a song. Culture safe now, thank God. The panic is gone. Time to heal from the pain. Take the bandages off. You gotta win. The stakes are high like a cannabis bomb. Okay, it's game time. Picture with the balls. That's a FaceTime. Great minds spreading faster than a rumor through the grapevine. Vaughn and Derrick deserve the merit. All salute. It's more than just a podcast show. It's like a movie. Vaughn and Derrick, what up? Great minds think alike. It's the Great Minds Podcast. Great minds think alike. It's the Great Minds Podcast. Great minds think alike. It's the Great Minds Podcast. Great minds think alike. You're now tuned into the Great Minds Podcast. You're now tuned into the Great Minds Podcast. You're now tuned into the Great Minds Podcast. You're now tuned into the Great Minds Podcast.